Thanks, Pat. Alberto Gonzales told White House correspondent Jennifer Wishon how he would have handled Clinton's email scandal if he were Attorney General now. And Gonzales also talked about the 9/11 attacks when he was chief counsel to George W. Bush.
It was the evening of 9/11, and for Alberto Gonzales, the most memorable moment of his many years of public service. Watching President George W. Bush walk from Marine One as he returned to the White House for the first time after the attacks.
I was very, very curious about what I would see in his face. And so when he gets off the helicopter and approaches us, we greet him. He doesn't say a word, he just kind of acknowledges and walks straight by us into the Oval Office. And I knew we were going to be okay. He was determined, he was ready to go. He knew that he had a job to do and that we all had a job to do in protecting America.
In the days that followed, Gonzales and his team faced a firestorm of legal questions over the Patriot Act, interrogation techniques, and pending war. Despite controversy, he believes the relative security America has enjoyed since 9/11 proves the policies worked.
We put into place this framework that we hoped would outlast the Bush presidency. We felt it was that important to do that, to protect our country going forward.
Today, he's Dean of the College of Law at Belmont University, but still engaged.
If you were Attorney General today, how would you have handled the Hillary Clinton email investigation?
I would either have recused myself from receiving the recommendation of the FBI director, or I would have reviewed thoroughly the recommendation of the FBI director. Because in the end, this really is not about Loretta Lynch. This is about justice and the appearance of justice. And anything that kind of shades that harms that in the eyes of the American people is not good.
The story of how Gonzales arrived in Washington is unlikely. His mother still lives in the 2-bedroom house his father built for their family of 10 in Humble, Texas. It's where he learned the value of family and faith. He's written about his journey in his new book, True Faith and Allegiance, where he deliberately addresses all the controversies he's faced to try and clear the air. Looking forward, the Republican says he hasn't made up his mind about Donald Trump.
You know, we have two very flawed candidates, in my judgment, for president. I'm hopeful whoever wins the election is going to grow into the job.
But he's certain about what's important.
And one of the things I think is very important is to have someone who believes in God in that office, someone who believes in the power of prayer, because the decisions are much bigger than any one person.
Jennifer Wishon, CBN News, Washington.